Today is patch day for The Sims 4, and the updates right before expansion packs are always the good ones. Historically, in these pre-pack updates, we've gotten some pretty major features, ranging from things like the infant update before growing together, but also to stuff like glass roofs before seasons and platforms with snowy escape. So I feel like we have good reason to expect that today we'll have some kind of cool new build feature, maybe a longer list of bug fixes. We don't really quite know yet, but we're gonna check it out and find out together in this video. We'll go over all of the patch notes and everything. Also, as a quick little reminder, Enchanted by Nature comes out next Thursday, and usually we can post some early access content a little bit before release day. Maybe you might want to make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel because really soon I'm gonna have some very exciting videos coming for you. And I'm also gonna live stream on Twitch a ton with the new pack once I get my hands on it. So I'll link my Twitch streams down below too in case you want to go and check that out. Decorate with new nature-inspired pieces. Free update 42 seconds ago. Prove it. Okay, sorry. I got really upset for no reason because it's here now. Just had to wait a couple more seconds. My bad. Sorry that I overreacted. I'm curious to see how long this one is going to take, and I'm very curious to see how long it takes for the patch notes to get posted. But I think what we'll do first is install the update and then just dig around and like see if we can find anything on our own. I have a feeling based on the trailers and like stuff that they've talked about and hinted at that possibly there's like a plants on the roof situation and maybe also some kind of glass wall situation. At the very least, I think there's going to be glass wallpaper in the pack, but like, do you think it's going to be an update too? Kind of like how when we got ladders, there was a base game ladder and also a new ladder in Eco Lifestyle. So I'm going to look there first in build mode. Okay, it's done. Here we go. I'm so excited about this. These are like the most exciting update days. The pre-pack updates are just so much fun. Also, I'm warning you now, this video is going to be all over the place. These update videos are a journey because we're learning about this stuff together. I'm recording it as it's happening instead of like recording it after the fact. So if I made it later, it could be more polished, but this is more fun, right? Shop the summer sale, blah, 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 mods disabled, blah, blah, blah. I'm not really expecting anything new in CAS, but I am just gonna dig around a little bit and see if anything jumps out at me. They did show in the trailer, yeah, okay, look, in the trailer, they showed the headband. So I was wondering if it was gonna be a hat, but the trailer had like the headband and the horns, and so it looks like they made a new head decorations category. It's not just a hat. So I'm guessing that the horns and stuff from Enchanted by Nature will be in this category. And then everybody gets access to this base game bow. I mean, it's really cute. I like how big it is. I'm gonna see if we can test out a few different hairstyles with it and like see how we feel that it looks with other ones. Because I don't really think it looks that good with this hairstyle. This one's kind of clipping, that one's clipping. This one works really well. Shorter hairstyles work well. Yeah, there's like some weird clipping here in the front. I guess it kind of just depends. Like you could use this really for most hairs. Probably not this one. It just depends how much clipping you're willing to accept. Oh, it works with this one if you wanted to use the clown hair. Oh, this one's pretty cute too. Okay, that works. That one probably not. This one works really well as well. I guess just ones that don't have a lot of hair in their face. This one's clipping a fair amount, but it's like not as bad because it's just clipping in the band and not in the bow. This one works pretty well too. Oh, this base game one, the long hair is really nice because it's completely out of her face. Oh, this one looks great too. Okay, so it does work on quite a few of the base game hairs. It just, I wouldn't say it works on most of them. Okay, final verdict is I don't think I'm seeing anything else extra in CAS right now, but I hope that I improve it. Oh my God. I was trying to give her socks. That's actually really funny. I guess I was wrong. Skin effects. Oh my God. Oh, she's shiny. I guess that's for fairies, but it's an accessory? So it's only on some of her. Oh, interesting. Can you actually change the hue of that, or is that just pretend? Skin effects. How about opacity? Oh, you can lessen the opacity. Oh, and you can increase and decrease the glossiness. Oh, that's fascinating. There is something new in CAS. I was expecting like clothes. I didn't expect this, but we do have this thing and the new head accessories category. I guess I'll let her stay glowing so we can see what it looks like in game. I'm just gonna go move into an empty lot so we can dig around in build mode a little bit. Oh my God, it's raining. Ew. And I don't have UI cheats right now, so I can't fix it. Never mind, I'm gonna go next door to her instead of playing with her so I can build from managed worlds. Glass walls, glass walls. Is it wallpaper? Oh, there are glass walls. Whoa! Rectangular paneled glass wall, hexagon paneled glass wall, ornamental scroll work glass wall, diamond paneled glass wall, wide paneled glass wall, and seamless. Oh my gosh. Wait, that is so interesting. What happens when it's in a room? Oh my God. You could build like a fish tank. What if I put a pool? Whoa. Oh, that's gonna be so interesting to use that to make like fake infinity pools and stuff. It looks like the glass walls that they've given us are all the same as the glass roofs. Oops, you can't go all the way back there. It looks like they're the same as the glass roofs that we have in the base game. So there's like the solid sheet one. We have the ornamental scroll work one, diamond paneled, hexagon, rectangular paneled. We did not get a square paneled wallpaper, but I think it's very similar to the rectangle one. Oh, well that's annoying. The way that it places and it's not in line with the lines of the roof. Well, it's gonna take some like messing with to figure out, I guess. What do the swatches look like? So this is like the black, there's brown, gray, another shade of gray. They're kind of all the same. This is something I've always thought about the roof. Like a lot of these are extremely similar in just like being different shades of gray. I wish that they had made one that was white. That feels kind of like an oversight to me that there isn't a white swatch. It makes this a little bit harder to use. I'm trying to think about other ways that I will probably use this. I think it'll be cool for sunrooms. I think it'll be nice to make greenhouses, especially if you don't have access to like the greenhouse kit. I mentioned that infinity pool thing as a concept. That could be kind of nice. I wonder if you could do it in an apartment and try and make it so it's like a fake balcony. Let me go test that now. Okay, let me just delete some of this furniture real quick so I can visualize it a little bit better. But imagine we try to turn this into a balcony. Oh, you can't use it on those walls. I can use it in indoor walls. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. I think I just found a workaround. So I can't paint the wall inside, but I can paint the wall outside. So if you use the seamless one, and then say you put like some windows right there. Imagine you had like a big sliding glass door. Why did it let me paint that wall? I feel like I shouldn't have been allowed to do that. Okay. Then you put like some kind of concrete down. And then if you got some sort of item, my first thought was this thing from the sleek bathroom kit. We try and put that like all the way across. You could probably still even use the column. I don't know if this is actually working how I wanted it to. But do you see what I mean? How you can kind of pretend that it's a balcony? We'll need to expand upon this as a concept. It's not done. I like it as an option. I'm really curious to try and build more with those then. And like try and test out some different things in different places. I think right now I'm feeling like it's probably going to be kind of hard to use the glass walls a lot of the time, but in like very specific circumstances, they could be really cool. Like I'm not going to put a glass wall in every build ever. Same as the glass roofs. Like I like them. I use them for certain things. When you've got a cool idea, like it could really make for something good. And it feels like a nice tool to have at our disposal now. So that other little pop-up said something about plants on the roof. And I'm kind of curious what that means. Like it placed it, it's slotting to the roof. Whoa. Wait, oh my God, it actually plays sideways on the roof. I didn't expect that. What I thought was gonna happen is it would basically place it like this, but on it, I guess it can't even go there. But I thought it would just be flat and like kind of poking out of the roof. I didn't know it was gonna do that. What happens if I change the roof pitch? Oh, you can still use it. It looks like if you change the pitch, it deletes the object though. So that's something to keep in mind. What if it's curved? Can you handle curve? Oh no, it doesn't like curve. So I can't put it anywhere on here. What about with move objects? Okay, so even with move objects, you can't place it on a curve. I guess that makes sense. It's probably very similar to some of the other stuff that places on a roof. Oh, they put all the plants that you can put on the roof in this roof decor category. You know, I'm not sure I like that. That kind of makes it harder for me to find my chimneys and stuff. This has some very interesting potential though, doesn't it? Like here is this thing really sized up. I didn't even think about that as an option, but you can like completely cover the side of it. Then we can mix in like different flowers and things. Keeping in mind, you can't use move objects. So if they don't want to scoot close together, you're in trouble, but it seems like it's probably okay. Oh my God, look at those. That's so interesting. Oh, I didn't expect it to work like this. This is cooler than I thought it would be. Because before when I've done plants on the roof, and I guess I can't really replicate it very easily right now because everything's gonna try and slot, unless I could probably show you a debug. But I've done this kind of thing before where like maybe I made some kind of fancy like witchy cottage house and I would try and put plants on the roof, but it was sort of by me doing stuff like this where I was like raising it up and like tucking it into the wall. And you had to be kind of careful about what exactly you were choosing because It wouldn't be slotting perfectly, but you could kind of do it. It also looks like not every plant does it. It's like specific ones. So you can see which ones it will work with in the roof sculptures category. A lot of them do it. Oh my God, look at that. From Island Living. Oh, I'm gonna use that one for it all the time. Are you kidding me? That looks so good. Imagine if you had the mossy roof from Werewolves like this together with it. Or you could do the grass roof because we have grass ones from Eco Lifestyle. I'm gonna show you real quick how I like to use glass roofs sometimes. So I'm gonna start with a couple different roof pieces, right? I want these two to be even on either side and then I'll paint them. And I'm gonna get another roof piece. We want it to be the exact same size too. We'll put that in the middle. And then imagine you make that one glass and you can kind of have this cool thing where you have like a little mini glass part. I guess in this case it's clipping, but you can try and cover it. Sometimes I'll do that as well where I'm putting it like on the side of a building. So this might be an even better example of it. But I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna put 3 roof pieces kind of going around the whole thing. And then I get another one and I put it up to the top. It's just a little bit offset. This one, it's like placed right there, right? I make that piece glass. Then I put like the grass all around it or, you know, whatever roof texture you want to use. Doesn't really matter. Kind of depends on the style of your build. I might even use the green roof trim on it this time. But I do glass roofs with that kind of thing a lot. And maybe now you could even use the glass wall on the side of the building. Oh my gosh. What if I put it up there? I don't really like that you can see the underside of it. I guess I can delete that. Whoa. I guess I might put a column on the edge just so it looks like it's not completely floating. I don't know. I guess one problem with this is that it's very finicky with where it wants to place all of the roof pieces. So you can't use everything. Oh no. Oh, if you do it like this, you have to be very particular about what you're gonna use because only some of them fit. The big ones are kind of weird about it. Okay, well I can imagine that being a little bit frustrating, but I feel like it's worth it. Just for the ability to do it, you know? Maybe it's not, I don't know. I hate that I can't even use move objects to do it. That frustrates me because I have move objects on. What if I wanted to build like a hobbit house? I think that this is how they did it in the trailer, by the way. You curve the roof like this, all the way up, hit Shift C, put it way down, like as far down as you can get it, and then remove the edges. Then you're gonna put some roof pieces on the side. I actually don't have a good feeling about this because I know the curves didn't work before, but you curve that all the way up, hit Shift C, and then you put it again over there. And then you kind of have like a curved roof line. We can use the grass on the roof, some kind of green trim. And then say I wanted to put plants up here. Okay, the small ones work on the curve because it's pretty low. The big ones can't go in the middle, but it can go over there. Okay. Oh, so you can still do it a little bit. Does it work on the side? Oh, that's annoying. Oh my God. So even with move objects, I can't scoot this any closer to the roof. It's fine with the wall. You can see this is where the actual house is. I can scoot it in the wall there. But the roof, you can't scoot it near when it's even on the ground. Okay, luckily not all of the plants fit on the roof. So you can't, oh, okay, some of them do though. So you gotta be careful. And I assume you can do it with debug to like fill in these gaps, but that's a little bit annoying. I feel like that makes sense though, because this is gonna be finicky in the same way that like rounded rooms are. Like round rooms are so cool, but you kind of have to know what you've gotten yourself into when you set out to use a round room. It seems like with the plants on the roof, you need to know what you've gotten yourself into and just like prepare yourself to deal with the game. Okay, I switched saves for this part because this is kind of huge. They completely changed the collections menu. This is the save where I've been trying to do all of the collections. They completely changed how it looks. So now they're like smaller and a little bit easier to see. You can change how you filter it. So I can filter it by progress or by name. And then if you click on it, you can filter it by rarity, by name, by what's recent, by the bonus items from like extra packs for the collection, and also by what you're missing. So like in this metals part, I can filter by missing, and then it puts the 2 that I haven't seen at the top. Oh my God, this is just like, this is so much better than how it was before. Like worlds better. You can't even compare this. It's that much better. It's gonna take me some getting used to because it just looks so different, but it really is an improvement for the collections menu. I didn't expect them to go back and like do a huge UI change for this. It kind of like seemed fine to me. Not good, but fine. This actually feels promising for the potential of a UI change for this stupid Simology panel because I hate how they've got everything just like slapped into one place for Simology. If they could do some kind of UI improvement for this part next, I would love that. But I am extremely impressed by this collections UI update. The patch notes aren't out yet, so I still don't have a full list of like everything. Couple of things to note that are probably disappointing to you. I know that a lot of people were talking about possibly getting spiral staircases Sims in this update. I think they saw like an icon on something and thought that maybe it looked like a spiral, so they took it as a hint. There are no spiral staircases. There are also no plant sim changes in this update. There's been a lot of talk about plant sims because the Sims team has been hinting at plant sim stuff. Sounds like they are making plant sim changes, but it's all gonna be in the pack. Like all of that is coming in Enchanted by Nature. It's not in the base game update, so we don't get that for free in this update today. You have to pay money for it next week when the pack comes out. Don't really know how I feel about that. Not super thrilled, but I guess it makes sense. I think I also just don't really care that much about plant sims. They've never been that good. And there was this like, I don't even want to call it a leak because the Sims team posted it, but it was weird. They posted like a thing in their Discord server and then deleted it of the full list of all of the plant sim updates they're making, and they don't even sound good. So I don't know, I just don't really feel that strongly about plant sims. I'm kind of curious to hear what your thoughts on that are though, if you want to comment about it down below. Okay, here's something interesting. I can access all of the eyes now, just in regular casts. So these are like vampire eyes and special eyes they've made for mermaids and stuff. And normally you can't use any of them unless you are that occult type. Before we just had these top 2 rows of eyes, I can see all of them now. That is really actually very interesting. I mean, I don't really use a lot of this stuff very often, so maybe this will make me use them more. And that's actually kind of cool because I guess now, like when fairies come out, you could use these for your fairy sims if you wanted to. Like you could use the mermaid eyes. Okay, can you be shiny? You can. Whoa, that's cool. What if I made a shiny mermaid? I want to give her like blue hair and blue skin. Maybe she has like a really cool shiny blue tail. Skin effects, shiny. Oh, wow. Let me change her eyes as well. She could have like shinier blue eyes. Does the bow work? Oh, the bow's not so bad in this hair either. It clips a little bit in the front, but I think I might just accept that and like use the bow anyway, even when it's clipping. Well, now I'm just sat here refreshing. I'm like waiting and waiting until the patch notes come out because I want to see the full list. It's 1:44. The update's been out for 45 minutes. Usually the patch notes come out around now. Well, with a little bit of extra digging, I did find this. They made some UI improvements to the notebook as well to change this up, so you can kind of click through things a little bit more easily and see what they've collected, all that sort of stuff. This sim only has 2 tabs, but like as you play the game, more things get added to your notebook. I can also click on their household collections really easily and also the sim stats from here really easily. If I'm being completely honest with you, I never look at the notebook, so I don't even really remember that well what it looked like before and like what it showed and how much different it is now. But it is nice to see some improvements made to it. It's also now almost 2 p.m. It's been a whole hour. Still no patch notes. They did post this laundry list last week where they kind of listed all of the major bugs that they were going to try and fix in this patch. So we do at least have this to read, but I'd rather wait and see the full list instead of the list of things they hope to fix, you know? Oh my gosh, finally, the patch notes are finally out. It's been a full hour since the update came out. I think that they wait until the patch has rolled out everywhere to post the patch notes, but I don't really see the point in that. Like some games post the patch notes first, like the day before and stuff. If I were them, I would want anybody who is able to download the patch to already have a place to go and look for the information on it. But it really isn't that deep. It's just that some people, like me, have been sitting here for an hour digging around trying to figure out what came in it, and I am impatient, and I just wish I had known as soon as the patch came out. But anyway, I will link this down below for you in case you want to go through the whole thing yourself, but I'll point out all of the highlights in this video. Oh, I didn't find this. Do your Sims have a lot of stuff in their inventory? We've made life a little easier with some usability improvements. You can now sort your Sims inventory by new, which is the default option in the drop-down menu. Newly obtained items will appear at the top with a special badge. Additional sort options include by price, filter, crafted quality, and rarity. You can also do it in places like fridges, bookcases, and other storage objects. Oh wow, that is really interesting and like way better. Spoiled foods have a red background to indicate they've gone bad and they're grouped into a spoiled stack like in this screenshot. That is really helpful because sometimes my Sims have loads of spoiled food just in their inventory for some reason. And also sometimes spoiled food is in the fridge and it's not always immediately obvious unless you're hovering over every single item to read the description of it. So this is gonna be nice. And players can open the spoiled stack to see all the items in it, sort of like in this picture. Here are the notebook updates. So there's a new layout that accommodates new content effortlessly. Okay. They've also enhanced the category page. We've got new discovery badges to keep track of all new discoveries, like what we're seeing here. We have those direct access buttons that I showed you a second ago where you can access the household collections and the sim stats from the notebook. And on console, apparently they've made scrolling a little bit easier within the notebook as well. We also saw the new household collections interface earlier, and this has similar filters to what the inventory has now, which is helpful. Obviously, we also saw the glass walls. This is an interesting example of a greenhouse that they built with them. Oh my gosh, look at the plants on their roof. That looks really good. Also, if you hover over any plant, it'll tell you if the plant is roof placeable now. You know, in hindsight, maybe I should have noticed that myself first. Oh yeah, look, this one doesn't say it, but this one does. Roof placeable underneath the eco footprint. Well, that is helpful too. I think now I want to see some kind of better filtering in the roof sculptures category though, because the plants are kind of like too much. There's too many in there. Oh, and that's all of the new gameplay. Okay, so we actually found everything except for the inventory changes ourselves. Weirdly, they didn't talk about any of the cast stuff in these patch notes. This is all just bugs on the list. I hate when they leave stuff out of the patch notes like that. Well, now I'm not sure. Did we find everything or not? Because they didn't even list it all. Okay, top fixes. It is no longer gonna have weather inside. There was this issue with like rain and snow showing up inside of your house. They finally fixed it. Also, some eyedropper tool items have been fixed, and townies will now have more diversity in their names. Oh, interesting. I guess, so apparently it was a bug that like 80% of the Sims were spawning with Japanese names, and it's been happening for like 5 years, and so they changed it so there will be more diversity in the names that are generating for randomized townies. Sometimes I read through these patch notes and I like discover stuff that I didn't even know was happening. Like that is an example, but also children no longer become silly, stretchy Sims when picking up a violin. Mature plants are no longer transparent in laptop mode. Sims' eyes close better in more forms of sleeping. Like, what does that mean? Okay, here are some screenshots from the forums. I guess like her eyes aren't fully closed. No longer shall false rumors of friendship and romance haunt your neighborhood stories updates. Now they shall be nothing but true. Okay, I have noticed this too, where you get those pop-ups being like, oh, so-and-so is now friends with so-and-so or whatever, and it's not actually a thing. Like neighborhood stories says they did it, but nothing actually happened. Now when you see those pop-ups, it will be true. And you can finally plant in the off-lot planters in Henford-on-Bagley, Chestnut Ridge, and Moonwood Mill. There's a few planter boxes just around the environment and you couldn't even use them. So they fixed those. Oh, we can now take selfies with the Flower Bunny and like Bonehilda and a few of those specialty townies that weren't available before. Ghost and vampire parents now called to express disappointment when a Sim is caught cheating on university homework. Wait, so apparently vampires didn't call and didn't care? Humans did, but nobody else did? Oh, they changed it so the occult plumb bob appears for little ones of all the different occult types. So basically, if you're a vampire, they have like a special plumb bob, but before you couldn't see it until they were a teen. Now you can see it when they're young. So even though those Sims don't actually really have that many occult powers, you can at least tell when they're little because they'll have the right plumb bob. We can finally woohoo again in the hot tub. That's been broken for a while. The HBD double front door is now a little taller to be on par with other medium height doors. Oh, wait, it's this one. Oh, very interesting. Okay, so when they first made this door, it was tagged as medium, but it was basically the same height as this short wall height one. Wait, you're still not taller. It's still like the same as the, you didn't fix that. It's still basically the same as short height. What do you mean it's taller to be on par with medium height doors? It's not the same as other medium height doors. The medium height doors in question, what are you talking about? Okay, never mind. They lied. Oh, they finally fixed it so that TVs don't float on a couple of the hallway tables. Oh my God, for so long, if you put a TV on this table, it would be floating. Just like ever so slightly too high up. That's been happening for years. Looks like a plant and a couple cast things had some weird tagging and some missing textures, so they fixed that. Oh, we can use the alien bassinet in regular build mode now. This has not been available to us ever, unless you had an alien baby. It was like basically a debug item. Sims in the style influencer career now wear more appropriate accessories to work. Oh, this is a partial fix for the larger issue of Sims having questionable fashion choices in various situations. More to come. That's promising. Komorebi shrubbery. Oh, they gave us a snowy escape woohoo bush. That's just in build mode now. We never had access to that before. Prom now shows on the calendar for teens. Thank you. Finally, after all of this time. The high school goals are now fixed properly. It's been broken for weeks. Graduation events now appear on a graduate Sims calendar. They have no excuse to miss it now. I have only seen graduation like 4 times ever since high school years came out because it's been broken forever. Even like before the pack was out, it was broken. If this is true and this actually starts working again, I am gonna be thrilled. They also fixed some social bunny issues. Apparently, if you travel, it made it so you weren't gaining followers anymore. They made it so the fear of being alone isn't gonna cause relationships to drop so drastically in Love Struck. Sims no longer attempt to cuddle another Sim who's already sleeping. Is that gonna help them with not sleeping? Because I've been having so much trouble with that. So if that fixes it, that's gonna be huge. I think this is gonna make teens stop automatically getting the romance skill at like level 3 the second they age up too, which is a relief. This is a very long list of patch notes. I mean, seriously, I'm not reading every bug fix out loud, but this is a big patch. They have fixed a lot of stuff. We've got another swatch of the Parenthood fridge, so it better matches the other teal kitchen appliances in Parenthood. Like random things. Like I didn't think they were gonna go back and fix that fridge finally, but now years later they finally improved it. The Night Wraith thing from Realm of Magic finally works again. That's been broken for ages. And there were some tagging and filter problems wrong with kits, so they fixed that too. I'm cutting in again real quick because I just found one more thing right before I posted the video. They changed the eyelashes a little bit. So before, we only had 2 swatches, just the black and the brown, kind of like how these Love Struck ones only have 2 swatches. But now we have a whole bunch of additional colorful swatches added to the base game eyelashes. Why don't they mention this stuff in the patch notes? Like, why wasn't this listed? It's the same set of swatches on both of the different eyelash styles, but this one is always my favorite because this one just feels a little bit easier to use. I really like the look of that. There's even like 2-tone versions. This one's kind of blue and green. Well, I think that just about covers everything that came in the patch today. Again, I'm sorry this video was kind of all over the place. These patch day videos are like a journey from start to finish. I'm kind of curious to hear your thoughts on the things that came in this update. Is it what you expected? Is it disappointing to you? Like, how are you feeling about it? I know a lot of people really had their hopes high about spiral stairs, so I think that's gonna be the biggest disappointment and letdown from this, but I don't know if I ever let myself believe that. It felt too good to be true, so I don't think that I am surprised that they're not in there. I am pleasantly surprised by the new CAS updates that they made. I didn't expect to see any of those. And I'm really curious to try and test out those glass walls a little bit more. I am actually going to be live on my Twitch channel tonight doing a little bit of building. And like I mentioned earlier, really soon we're going to get early access to Enchanted by Nature. So we don't have that much longer to wait before I can start posting videos with the pack. So subscribe to me here on YouTube, turn on notifications so you don't miss it. The first one I post will be my huge review video where I go over everything coming in the pack. And then the following day, I'm gonna post a big full playthrough of the pack as well. Literally like hours of content of Enchanted by Nature. So if you are excited about that, like I am, just click that subscribe button. Thank you again for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow. Okay, bye everybody. Look, I don't want to be too negative, okay? But I already have kind of a bad feeling about those plants on the roof and how they were being a little bit annoying about letting me place them wherever I wanted to. I am kind of scared about that, but hopefully it's not as bad as I'm anticipating.